Good evening. How we doing? Midwestern, what's up, man? Hunter, how we doing? Don, evening, sir. NCMO, Ty. Oh, a lot coming in here. Daryl, Jeff, Hunting and stuff. How's everybody doing? Nice Sunday evening. It's not too late. Ruger, what are you doing in here? You're going on a trip tomorrow. You need to be in bed. Patrick, long time no see, boss. Lexi, how we doing? We are 20, no, 15 days away from headed to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So it's crazy to think that's already sneaking up on us that quick. Looks like I'm riding up. Well, next gen's riding with me, but we're going up Tuesday, so should be there Tuesday mid to late afternoon, I think. So I'm pretty excited for it. It's gonna be a good time. Just got to behave myself. Bearded, how we doing, bud? Corey, yeah, we'll see you at nationals, bud. I know we got some of the people in here going to nationals, so oh yeah, on CML, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I'd like to have an inventory and figure out what I need, but that's probably not going to happen till the Iowa. She's got a plan to something, Ruger. I like that. Right, I get honor. It's not fun. I'll tell you what. I started putting together a video last year after nationals, but man, I never aired it because it was yeah, probably get me demonetized pretty quick. Yeah, bearded. I cleaned up a little bit. Wednesday afternoon, nice. Corey. I mean, there's people buying caster, but it's cheap. It's real cheap. Maybe she can drop you off. I know it, Patrick. I was thinking, like, man, we are under 4 months. That's insane to me. Normally, my countdown starts at 100 days, and we are there. I mean, we are right there. I just got so much work to do in the shop. It's a bomb. I mean, it's just terrible in there. And it's just so hot. I don't want to mess with it right now. Don't want to mess with it at all. I need to do it though. I need to do it. Needs a good power washing this year too. All that stuff stuck on the floor. Sheesh. Oof. No, no, Hunter. I kept a lot. I've got fur coming from Sleepy Creek. I think I got 3 groups of fur coming from him. I should be picking one up close to National sometime. Speaking of Sleepy Creek, just text me. Yeah, Patrick, I heard places in California are supposed to hit like 130. That's insane. Ooh, ooh, yeah, that'd go. Ugh, sounds terrible. Right? Yeah, bearded. That seems like I'm. My wife will tell you I'm the worst procrastinator in the world. It's always last minute. Always last minute. Yeah, and CMO, he does good work. Great guy too. That's one of the things I love about him is he started from nothing, and kind of built an empire, quite literally. Uh, now he employs, and don't quote me on this, 7 people, I think. So pretty cool from just starting something on your own, getting by to supporting 7 other families. It's pretty neat. Oh, I'll bet, Patrick, and that'll be me up there up north too. I know I do need to get a new air mattress for this year. I don't think the duct tape's gonna work for the 2nd year in a row, so probably get that done. A Midwestern, I joke with him all the time about that. Always give each other crap for that. I told him if he ever gets in a bind to call me. No, Patrick, those are not mine. Sleepy Creek has their own furs, and bears and accessories. He has all of that himself. So Hunter, yeah, we're moving a lot of bears. She's wanting to make a bunch of them up for the Iowa convention in September, but every two she makes, she sells one right away. So we're kind of just yeah, it's good we're selling them, but if we're gonna have a booth, you got to make it worth it. So hey, PA, what's up? Hitch by Hitch, how we doing? So yeah, she's having fun with it. She's working on another fox possum bear tonight. So Hunter, the small ones are 225, the big ones are 250. Um, with the exception of skunk, it's a little more because we have the value of skunk is a lot more, and we have a lot more skunk into that. So I think it takes 6 skunks to make a bear, if I remember right. Oh, cool, bearded. That's awesome, man. What'd you say? That's a little haul for you. I'm gonna be redoing this wall back here at some point. Um, I've got like 100 traps to try to put on it, so I'm not sure how we're gonna do that yet. 6 hours? Okay. Heck, you probably don't start getting serious about beaver until what? November, like probably December down there, isn't it? I know it'd be after us. Yeah, Midwestern, right? I need to build one of those ones like they used to display posters at Walmart that just have doors that like flip open, so you can just see, just look at them all. But yeah, we got a bunch to put in there. Oh, hey, Despy. I didn't know you were stuck in here. Trapped the cat in here with me. I now own some, Hunter. I don't know. I wouldn't if you got them, use them. Probably not exactly what I'd use, but it's probably big enough. November 14th. Okay, so you're about just yeah about 2 weeks after us then. Really, Rigger? Hey, Bill. How we doing, sir? I'll tell you what, Hunter. I've been doing a lot more checking on eBay for stuff. Um, looking at trapping gear and antique stuff and collectible traps now. It's probably a really bad thing that I got these because now I want to collect stuff and that's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, Bill, doing good. We leave for Sioux Falls, South Dakota, in 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday, so about 16 days, and we are headed to the national convention. No, Lexi, I don't think so. I don't know. She got so many cats now. I don't know where half of them came from. Oh, nice, Jeff. Awesome. I could see that, Patrick. I could see that. She's in bed, Ace. So I jumped on here. She went to bed, so I'm like, I got some time. Yeah, PA, isn't it crazy how fast it sneaks up? That's ridiculous. And I need a good year this year. I need a really good year this year. He might have the comments turned off on and stuff. I think it's automatically turned off unless you turn them on. No, that's too bad, John. I'm sorry to hear that. No, Hunter. We got nothing tonight. Actually, it's supposed to rain pretty good, but um, took my daughter fishing for a little bit after work. We're so slow at work. I was hoping to get an 8 hour day today and had a 3 hours, got forced out. So that's frustrating. But Midwestern, that's okay. Sometimes they think it's a punishment to not talk to us, and we got to make them think that. You got to make them think that. I didn't say that. Why don't you just go to the garage? Really? Fine. Ace, no. Our first class is August 4th, though, so that's sneaking right up on us. I know the DNR is finally releasing it publicly with a press release tomorrow, I believe. So cross our fingers. They start going. They're not really filling up very quick. Has me a little nervous about it. But I've promoted it pretty much on every social media platform that I know of in every way that I can. So yeah, bearded, I get it. Yeah, yeah, Bill, it's tough, man. It's tough. Ah, good call, Midwestern. Yeah, Jeff, always say it's not for kids. I made that mistake too because I thought, yeah, kids can watch this. It's safe. I'm not doing anything wrong. No, it's a whole different algorithm altogether. So never say it's for kids because then it won't promote it. It won't do anything, and you might as well have it like um a private video almost. It's pretty rough. Yeah, Ruger. I'm not sure what's fully come out of that yet. There's a lot of theories, and I haven't heard anything official. A lot of the DNR are saying different things back and forth, so I don't know. Yeah, good point. PA and Midwestern. Yeah, never thought of that. But yeah, I know I've had to tell a couple guys don't make it for kids, but I forgot about the comments thing. I think I might go make myself one more drink, fellas. It's only 10 o'clock. So I'm to a point now when I do get the shop organized, I'm putting all my dog proofs in watermelon bins. Because I'm tired of having 20 totes of traps laying around, so I'm putting them all in watermelon bins. Oh yeah, bearded. I sent him a Snapchat. We got some plans when we ride up together to the Nationals. We're doing a little detour. That's why we're leaving really early in the morning and not getting there till mid to late afternoon. So that'll be fun. What Davis told you? Oh, yeah, Midwestern probably. I always go the wrong way. Yeah, and stuff. I'm sure. Jeff, I'll tell you what, but if you want to, copy and paste your link in here, man. Share your channel out. I have no problem with that at all. How many on the live tonight are going to the NTA? So it's me, Bearded. I think NCMO said he's going. Oh, cool, Ace. Yeah, send that to me. I'd love to hear it. Yep, Lexi's going. Yep, I forgot the lenses would be up there. Oh, Midwestern shared it out. Awesome. Jeff, yep, because I got your bear. Duh. I knew that because I got your bear for you. You're getting upset at me for playing with it last live. Thanks, Midwestern. Yeah, I'm always about helping out fellow YouTubers, especially get going. So I am going to save that and check that out here in a little bit. Well, that's the problem though, Ace, is like I've talked to like probably four different wardens now. And they're all kind of saying this different things. And the other people I talked to, it's all different. And at one point, I heard it's all put on hold for now. So I don't know. I don't blame you, Ty. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Barky the pig. I like that. I mean, we got a cat named Chicken, so and we got chicken named Cat. I forgot about that. I don't know why they want to name their animals that are outside. That whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure, Rigger. It's one of those things like I'm kind of interested, but I don't dive into it too much because boy, some of those people are. I hate to say it, but just as bad about arguing and stuff as trappers are. Ace, there's the link to the video. Perfect. Thank you, sir. PA, it is the shoot 25th through 27th of July. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I love it, Midwestern. That's awesome. Hopefully, I get the siding job finished up tomorrow and get that wrapped up. That'll be kind of my nationals money. Hey, Kyle, how we doing, bud? I think the deer heads are gonna disappear out of here. I think I'm gonna put them on a different wall, and that whole thing back there is just gonna be traps. You can barely see the fox there. Yeah, absolutely, Bearded. Share it out on here, man. Yeah, Bearded. He catches. How many beaver did you end up with this year? But I know you broke 600. No, nothing, Quentin. We're just small talking, buddy. Midwestern. Pretty sure they'd have to be reviving me if I did that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's at 609 so far, so pretty awesome. He's not so sure about it, Lexi? Yeah, PA, that is a haul for you, buddy. I get it. Kyle, I'm not a huge fan of the I call them PVC, but yeah, the fiberglass rods. Um, there's just too much flex in them for me. This is my opinion on them. I A lot of my bottoms are either rock or like sandy. Um, so that rebar when it's in there, it's kind of rigid. They'll pull on it and it might flex a little bit, but those, the fiberglass ones, I mean, they really bend. Well, every time you bend, this end on the bottom is just getting slowly worked out. And if it's in sand, every time that moves, it's just putting more and more sand underneath it until it works its way out. I've heard of people having issues with them chewing them in half and stuff. I've never seen anything like that, but my soil type, I don't like that flex. I want something more rigid. Yeah, bearded would know, but that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own thing. Yeah, well, welcome in, Dan. Yeah, he loves the cable. Um, I used cable for a lot of years, but I switched to rebar, and I personally love it. But Chris Wilson from Tennessee, how we doing, sir? Midwestern, yeah, I get it. Yeah, Quentin. To each their own. Honestly, I'd probably do a lot more long chains, except I'm forced to an extended check with my work schedule. I mean, the cream of my vacation is used in the beginning of November when I'm trying to hit coons hard. Uh, but it peters out pretty quick there. And by beaver season, I'm down to about my week that my wife wants me to do something with the family. So it forces me to do an extended check and just gonna take days off intermittently. Oh, good deal, Chris. Yeah, it was a good time here. I think it's the Hags system. They have poles that they're guaranteed not to splinter. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but there's something about them that he said they're not supposed to splinter. Some kind of warranty on them, I think. I could be wrong though. Yeah, for Kyle, yeah, for weight, yeah, the fiberglass would be way lighter. For me, I'm just going from the truck, running about 40 foot down the bank, but I'm not carrying him in hundreds of yards either. But the big problem for me is all that brush and the coming up out of the ditch, all the brush. No matter if I had fiberglass or rebar, I'm getting that stuff like hung up and everything, and it sucks. Okay, Patrick. Okay. Yeah, I could see that, Dan. I have not heard that, Lexi. They're looking for security for it. For antis is what you're thinking? Midwestern I am. I don't know when or how, but I'm thinking about making my trip to southern Iowa. It's been a lot of years since I've done that. A lot of years. Went down there chasing coyotes, ran into a lot of coyotes and a lot of bobcats. A lot of bobcats. So if I can round up the permission again that I got a few years ago, it's probably been 8, 9 years ago now. Uh, but man, that was awesome. Big cattle country, lots of coyotes. Get down there late season and middle of January when you get snow on the ground. It's awesome. Man, it was a lot of fun. I'm not I didn't catch a lot. I think my best day was three in a day, but uh, I can't remember my numbers. I was only there for like a week and a half, so had several days with zero. But I had a nice raccoon line scouted on my way there too. So hey, Samuel, how we doing? Appreciate it, hunting stuff. Skipjack, how we doing? Yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm not a coyote trapper, guys. I snare a handful every year in the road ditches, but this year we're gonna get out with the footholds. So I'm gonna try the Duke 550s. I got some bridge or two offsets that I like to. Um, and I'm on some private property. I'm hanging some snares and fence lines, and that's a lot of fun too. Pullback, as in price dropping, is what you're saying? Yes, Lexi. The FTA will be in Spencer next year. Is actually hosted pretty much independently by Mike Mazur. He is running the whole show. It's not even a state affiliated thing. He's upfronting the money to rent the fairgrounds. It's an independent thing. Typically a state hosts, the NTA, the FTA, and they work out, you know, if the NT like the NTA in South Dakota, I'm sure they've worked out something with South Dakota Trapping Association where they get certain amount of money from the income as far as admission or tailgating, camping, that type of stuff, and then the NTA takes their, I think it's different with every one of them, but he is doing this independently. There's no Iowa association with it, so which I'm sure a lot of the Iowa guys are gonna throw in and help out for sure. But pretty crazy, dude. Yeah, same here. Yeah, Ruger, and I do 220 some. I only 220 one ever in my life, and I'm glad I had a witness coming around that corner. I get it, Cindy. I get it. That's awesome, Midwestern. That's awesome. Patrick, I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people and they're optimistic for next year. Well, they've been saying that for 5 years now. So I think there's a little more talk of it, but who knows? Oh yeah, Dan, the Beaver alone, yeah, the Beaver is gonna hurt. Um, you know, right now you get an honest buyer, he's gonna be pushing that $20 a pound. Um, typically it's probably gonna drop to probably I'm guessing 14 to 16. I don't think it'll plummet, but it's gonna drop. All comes down to how many kilos of felt come off of the average run of 100 beaver. So, um, an example of that. So, I've been doing some digging of that, Dan. Uh, say you had, I don't know the number of beaver, but if you had took the even number of beaver from your area, my area, and then northern beaver, the same amount of beaver with the same, roughly size, your beaver would make like 30 kilos of felt. Mine would be around that 45 to 60, and then your northern beaver are like 90. So the difference between you have a third of the beaver roughly as northerns do, and we're kind of right in the middle. And that's what's getting hard is people are just averaging beaver prices out and they sell them by the pound of the weight with the hide, but they expect out of so many beaver to roughly be within so many kilos. So say it's 1,000 beaver and they expect X amount of kilos once it's sheared. Um, and it's just kind of interesting. It's kind of a real learning curve for me. Yeah, Midwestern, I'd be on right with that. Ruger. Yeah, he is to me. Oh, awesome, Midwestern. Good deal. Oh, quitting. I'd go after him, buddy. That's still gonna be your best bang for your buck. Um, even green beaver should still be in that $20 range, probably. Patrick, yeah. BD. I know of one person with those initials, but I don't know who it is. Ruger, he goes to bed earlier. I talked to him on the phone here, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Uh, yeah, and he's normally in bed by like 8, so it's you, Dillhole. I definitely don't know who you are then. We're blocking you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yep. Well, it's hard with green for quitting. It's so he has to judge it that way. Because they don't know what it's gonna weigh dried. They just guess what it is dried. But if you have a dried pelt, it's sold by the weight. I've gotten a lot of arguments on Facebook with that. Everyone's worried about grading beaver pelts and this and that. Man, in our area and down below, and even a little bit above us, we all have hatter beaver. That it's just there's nothing special about it. You can put holes in it. You can put rips in it. You could make it look like a ninja star when you put it out there, and it's fine. Yeah, Dan, I think that's kind of what people are getting burned on. Um, I think there's gonna be a few people get stuck with a lot of beaver this year. Why do you change your name to BD? You feel heartbroken? You shouldn't, because you do. I do the same thing to you. Yeah, and no leg holes. By the way, Ruger, that one should be coming for you here pretty soon. I hope anyway. I hope it's this batch. I don't even know anymore, but it's just been a mess. Yeah, bearded exactly. Well, you definitely don't have a big D, so it's just BD. Cindy, no, that was. I don't have a cameraman for that most of the time. My wife stuck it out once, but I need to do more fur handling videos. I think they'll seem to be pretty popular, especially when I go live with them. Right, Midwestern. BJ, don't you have somebody pulling down your drive right now? You got to go and talk to them. Every time I call you, it's oh, someone's here. I got to go. It's like, man, yeah, Patrick. Quentin. There's 31 fur buyers in Iowa, according to the DNR. Bearded, nice. Maybe that's what I should do. Get a receiver hitch skinning machine, and we'll do it at nationals. Yeah, Cindy, right? Yeah, just bearded. He only lives, I don't know, 500 miles away. Man, that would be actually kind of fun. I never thought of that. I mean, heck, we're gonna have a whole flushing system there. That's yours, bearded. We should just flush it and everything right there. Cindy, I've tried the tripod thing. The problem is you need someone to like get if I'm cutting right here, you need to be where my head's at. And all of a sudden I'm down here. I mean, it can't be stationary and just, as soon as I pivot to get a better view, 3 seconds later I'm on a different side. So it doesn't really work that well. I've tried it. The last few times I've done it, I've made stations. Like I had 6 stations set up to put the camera on, especially when I was flushing fur right above it and from the side, and it's really hard. Like I had 3 hours in planning that one. Midwestern, it's all good, buddy. That's one thing. I tell you what, I was so nervous, especially with like doing my first ever demo at the Nationals a couple years ago. But once you get going, just don't think about it. Just talk trapping, man. That's all you can do. Oh, that'd be all right, Lexi. It doesn't even stink that bad. My wife is just very dramatic about it. But I still have plenty of skunks to skin, so depends how hot it is. I should actually look into this. Stink up the whole campgrounds as skunks. Normally that would be a bad thing, but there people might not worry as bad. Yeah, see exactly, bearded. We're on the same page. Midwestern. I get it, man. I don't blame you. Yeah, Quentin. The amount of times I've done something, I'm like, why am I not filming this? It happens a lot. I'm a lot better at it now. I mean, it's hard to believe. I think this is my fifth year of filming. So, wow, it's crazy. And we're right there flirting with that 10,000 subs. That just blows my mind. Oh, yeah, Dan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those otter and mink, man, those they have glands on them too. They can get pretty stout, pretty quick too. Lexi just sent me a snap. Oh yeah, that'd work nice. I need to get me one of those because if I do end up doing my muskrat trip, that's how I'm skinning all my muskrats. Is right there on the tailgate of the truck with one of them. Not necessarily skinning them, but gutting them. Skinning them I can pretty much do by hand, just on a flat surface. But to gut them and part and piece them out, probably gonna need that. I might have to do that, Lexi. Ah, give it time, Quentin. Give it time. Nice, Lexi. I need to clean my truck out for nationals. Got to come up with a list of things I need. I mean, I'm coming home though with like 50 dozen dog proofs. Kyle, I am selling the feet, the head, the skull, and the meat, and the tail. So I've got several pieces that I'm selling on them. I love eating muskrat. Muskrat's amazing. I bet he does, Midwestern. All right, thanks, Patrick. You have a good night, buddy. BJ, you still in here? Or did somebody show up? You had to go talk to him. No, Quentin. It's for these classes, and for classes in the years in the future. So we got funding for a whole bunch of dog proofs and some 1.5s. So that's kind of what we're working on for these classes, and I'm picking them all up from Bill Duke up there at convention. My truck's gonna be loaded down coming home. Probably a little too much. Oh, surely not. I'd have got the text by now. Oh no, quitting. I would like to pick up probably another 10 dozen, but all depends. Funds are pretty low after my boy's surgery, which we're still waiting to hear the full aftermath of that. I'm just excited to get up there. Get up there 2 days beforehand. Help with whatever's needed. Gonna be a lot of fun. Hey, he's good, Lexi. Doing a lot better than I thought he would be at this point. So he's actually able to eat food that's not liquid now. So that's pretty good. Maximus, how we doing? Yeah, hot and stuff. He doesn't have to use a syringe with a hose on it anymore. So he is able to. It's got to be soft stuff. Like we actually did a roast tonight for dinner, and he has to cut the roast into like, I mean, basically sizes of pieces you can just swallow. But he can like, if he was chewing bread or anything soft, he can eat that. Thanks for stopping in, Cindy. You have a good night. Yeah, Rigger. It went way down real quick. I was pretty surprised. Really surprised. Um, yeah, he's doing. He's pretty much back to his normal self, other than the pain and eating. He's back to himself. So now, Dan, he can eat mac and cheese now, no problem. So that's crazy. Thanks, Ruger. I appreciate it, buddy. Clinton, appreciate it. Yeah, it was a process, but and came home to our water heater being out after that. That was rough, but anyway, yeah, going well. Now just trying to make plans for next year. Did a little bit of scouting already. So my line is kind of, I don't even know how to picture it. Picture the screen right here. And if my house is in the center, I cover everything around it, but there's like little pockets in places. So I check them out. Like, I've looked at this, but it was like 10 years ago and I didn't like it. Now coming through and knowing what I do now, one of them I found 50 locations and one of them was like 36. So it's like, man, this is awesome. We're going to do well. Ace, he's doing pretty well, really doing well. I was a little frustrated with the hospital because they gave him oxy for the pain, but they only gave us enough oxy for like, I think it was 3 days. And I'm like, what is this? Like, that's ridiculous. Well, they have people have a tendency of abusing it and whatnot. And I'm like, he had both of his jaws cut off his face. Like, this is what those pills are for. And we're monitoring it, we're giving it to him. And yeah, but they're like, oh, you can just rotate between Tylenol and ibuprofen. I'm like, this isn't a headache. This isn't I stubbed my toe. I mean, seriously, just Tylenol and ibuprofen? Uh-uh. Thanks, Lexi. Appreciate it. Yeah, Maximus, it is. Yeah, summers are always a little slower. There you go, Dan. Absolutely. Hey, Jinx, how we doing, bud? Yeah, you're gonna be at the NTA, I think. That hunting stuff, no, this was like 3 days worth. Very frustrating, but is what it is. I'm also still thinking about sending some fur out to, Idaho next year. I really wanna try that. If I just figure out shipping on how to do it reasonable, I would. Jenks, you're up late tonight, buddy. How's everything going out your way? James is in here? I didn't even see him. Ah, it's probably not break time yet. Yeah, I've heard of it, Lexi. I've played around with it a little bit, but I don't know much more. I'm trying to think of where that was, Bearded. I'm trying to think of the part of the ground that you rode with me on. Because we set more on your first day, right? Man, I don't remember a goat pin. I'm sure it's there, but yeah, Jinx, I figured, yeah, I need to make one. Oh, nice, Dan. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome, bud. Better check it twice or just double it, Midwestern. Was it on a really windy road, Bearded? I know I got one of my old faithfuls there. There's a gravel, like there's an entrance right across the road. Like I normally block off the entrance to the lot. Yeah, I will, Lexi. I appreciate it. Way too long. Yeah, yeah, no doubt, Ruger. Yeah, Midwestern. Yeah, right. Yeah, Mark is right behind mine. That's really exciting. Uh, that that man's taught me a lot. Definitely. That's why probably the highlight of everything I've done trapping is have him right on my line with me. That was just the most amazing thing. Uh, so cool. He had no idea who I was, but I was just that punk kid that was buying all his DVDs and watching him at every opportunity I could. So, yep, yep, Midwestern. I think he's doing a snaring one right after me. Yeah, bearded, I did. Yeah, everyone that rides with me, they pretty much have to sign a waiver. So, Quentin, my GPS, they're blank right now, buddy. I wipe everything out at the end of the year. Everything's out. No, I know Midwestern, but that's the thing too. It's just I got to be careful. Um, I'm doing a couple of ride-alongs this year, but still makes me nervous. Because yeah, I trapped the private public ground, so no way, Maximus. I couldn't do it. I could remember the spots, but trying to remember exactly how many sets are there. That's kind of my problem. Or if I find a new one, I trapped these for years. I know exactly where that. then I find a new one between this spot and this spot, but I forgot about it when I'm setting it or checking it, or I don't catch anything there, but everything else is producing, then I forget about it. And then you end up getting in trouble with DNR with having traps out after season. So, um, yeah, I want 1,000 locations. That's kind of my goal. You might as well, Ruger. Everybody else does. I don't mind teaching a Midwestern. This is kind of how I look at it. The people that ride with me, especially the locals, because I got some local friends and stuff, and other people that want to ride with me that I don't really view as a threat. They know nothing about trapping, or maybe they got 10 traps from their uncle or something. They're setting and want to learn. It's fine. Um, Road ditches are public, and this is how I look at it. Actually, even next gen, when he first started off, I took him on some of my line, and I basically told him, "You can set anywhere you want to, except the exact locations that I'm showing you. If I bump into you 5 miles from here that you found on your own, that you didn't see from me, that's fair game. But if I show you exact locations, that's when I'd have issues." So, and it's happened. I've had guys that have rode with me, and they got bigger into trapping. I either expanded my line or they moved to a new area and they were there. Well, I didn't show them that spot. They found it on their own. That's fair game. Exactly, Quentin. Exactly. Oh, I use a notebook too, Jeff. I still use a notebook. I number down the middle and it shows what traps are on what side of the roads. So one might be two dog proofs. Number two, 1 2 20, one dog proof. But my numbers in my GPS that I have. So I can go down there and it tells me exactly how close I am to the set. I can correlate that with my number. Then I don't lose or miss traps. I get it, Maximus. Yeah, Jinx, it does happen, man. It does happen. Maximus, there would be some serious repercussions. I would say that because I if that were to happen and it's someone local or something or someone that is taking advantage of me, I would search high and low to find every location that they're at. And every location that they're at, they're going to have 20 dog proofs on each side of them with cameras up and everything else. I will run them out. I'm not afraid to take a week off just to do that, just to prove a point, because that is wrong in so many ways, in my opinion. Like I said, if I bump into somebody in a completely different area they found on their own, that's totally fair game. But I see so many times when people just, so many people have been burnt by taking people on their line with them. Well, Midwestern, that's our big problem here. Is on the weekends if the fur market gets up, people throw a case of beer in the truck, drive around all night, shining, see eyes down in the ditch, and pop it, take it. Nah, don't tread on me. Good evening. I'm losing my voice. I was road lining in 2013 with the high fur market, and I mean I had skinned out carcasses and traps. I mean it was bad. And that year I had a dozen traps missing in a row, which now isn't a big deal, but when I had 50 traps, that was huge. Yeah, bearded. I forgot you were here for that. You were here for that. Yep, someone stole my one of my 220s. I think it was my 220. Oh yeah, Clinton, exactly. Yeah, you probably got more of the falconry up there, I'm sure. No, that's not a stupid question at all. Don't try to me. No, I don't. Uh, the only time I ever put anything on my furs to hang for drying is where skin might touch skin. So, like the armholes, if you cut them short, you're fine because they'll just kind of protrude out. But if you're doing feet on, those front legs are going to hang down over the belly fur, and then I will just borax the underside of the arms and where they're going to lay down on the belly, so that way it doesn't rot where the skin touches skin. If that makes sense. If you ever have the skin or the bottom jowl, if you keep the jaw on and it's flopped over, going laying down on the bottom of the belly, where that's gapped right there, you want to borax that. Oh yeah, bearded. I do remember that one. Yep. Yeah, they shot the coons, left the coons, and took the DPs. Yep. I know exactly where that was because then we stopped and had to back up and then headed right towards the other town. I like borax. I'm not saying you can't use salt, but borax is what I was taught, and that's what I used. Probably not much different than salt, but I think borax isn't too expensive, if I remember right. I know I've got a box that's lasted me 3 years. I mean, when you get it flushed out, it's damp. You just sprinkle some on and just kind of rub it in a little bit, and then you're good to go. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, Maximus. I'm not sure why they don't, but like when I do a lot of my custom work for people that like we just did, I don't know, 15 coyotes with feet on, and I had to borax underneath the jowls, underneath the front legs, and inside the feet. So you get the toes skinned out, but I'll force borax down into the knuckle joints, all the way down into the fingers to dry them out so they don't rot before it gets tanned. Just things like that. Ears, maybe. Well, that's your option. Don't tread on me. You just leave them skinned and send them off to either. Well, actually, BJ that was in here, he's actually fairly close to you, or Sleepy Creek. Both Iowa guys. Oh yeah, Midwest trapper. Yeah, yeah. Coyotes tend to go green belly. Like I swear, some of them are alive with green bellies. I won't target them. I will, but not hard, hard. If I do my southern trip, I mean, I might get 30 or 40 locations out for a week. Might produce, I don't know, 10 to 20 coyotes at best. Okay, Quentin. Yeah. Fox, you probably don't need to because they're so thin skinned. That leather will dry if you have it on a board with the leather out, so the fur's in. Fox will dry in, man, room temperature, 3 hours, 4 hours. Yeah, Midwestern. And we'll see what I can do around home. So, this is one thing I've trying to debate on, and I'm still not sure how to do it yet. But I could get private permission for a lot of these spots that I coon line on, right? I drive right past, and you got this perfect like washout coming from a big timber, like the perfect funnel point, if you will. You know what I mean? Everything comes together. I was thinking I should throw a coyote set there. Never do because I don't have time. I'm running coon hard, but I'm really thinking about trying it this year. Maybe like on day 3, if I know I'm going to be in the area a while, have it pre-staked and set 15 or 20 coyote sets in the private, 200 yards off the road where I can still see it on my road line. Um, it just be hard, because that takes a lot of time. I can throw in literally probably 25 raccoon sets to a canine set. They're just so much more involved, so much more time consuming. Yeah, don't tread on me. I can send you that way. Jinx. I'd love to, man, but that's the problem. Like, it's wherever I go, I've got to be home by 5 o'clock every evening. So if I do my southern trip, it's a haul, and I'm gonna be leaving at like 4 in the morning. Um, they got like a 2.5 hour drive home, like 2.5 hour drive each way to the end of it. I don't know, hunting stuff. That's interesting. Oh, I'll bet. I'll bet, Dan. Maximus, I like that. That's cool, man. Good for you. They got one of those down in St. Charles, the Hutton Valley School of Taxidermy. I was actually in it not too long ago. It's pretty cool. Wow, Midwestern. Yeah, that's that. I mean, yeah, for me to make one from scratch, I'd probably be there at least 10. At least 10. I just, yeah. I love making the sets, but just, man, they're so time consuming. And who knows, around here, they'd probably all get shot throughout the evening. It's amazing what you learn with Midwestern as we all develop our own thing. You know, uh, even talking about coyote trapping. You got some guys that scent is everything. Other guys scent is nothing. You've got, so many different things that so many people believe in, but I think everybody has to find what works for them and stick with it. You know, there might be things like what, Jinx in here could tell me, try this or this or this. And maybe a lot of it works for me. Maybe 80% of it is exactly what I need to do. But there's probably 20% of what he says probably wouldn't quite work for my area or for me, that I'd have to switch to a different method or something. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's so unique to the trapper of what works. I think that's a huge thing. Amen Wilderness, how we doing, bud? All right, Ace, you take care, bud. All right, sounds good, Jinx. We'll see you in about 2.5 weeks. Right, Midwestern, exactly. I get it, Quentin. I get it. So I think I told you this. Actually, one of my main fishing spots, uh, I caught my very first coyote in, and this will blow some minds because this is something that now I look back to and I'm like, man, I was on to something. So this was actually on a frozen creek. The creek wound through, and we had a waterway that came down, and there's a bunch of coyote tracks crossing the creek. And we had snow on the ground too. I mean, we had a lot of snow. I shouldn't say a lot of snow, but there's probably 5, 6 inches of snow on top of this ice, right? So what I did, I took all the snow and I put it into one area, and I bed my trap in snow on top of the ice. I drove a rebar through the ice, and then I put the trap, which was a Duke 1 3/4. I put it inside of a Ziploc baggie. Everything but the chain was sticking out one corner. And I put snow over the top of it. In front of it, I mounted up the snow to be like, I don't know, 1.5 feet high. And I just stuck my fingers in and put holes in it and put bait in it. And like 3 days later, caught my first coyote. Somebody shot it, but first ever coyote. Just right there on the snow and ice. No dirt at all. Exactly, Ruger, exactly. Yep, exactly, Lexi, exactly. Yeah, Midwestern, and I've always seen, once they freeze up, man, that is a highway, but, uh, I mean, that was oh, man, 22 years ago? It's hard to believe, but yeah, quitting, it's tough, I went through the ice, not the best idea, but also that rebar, when it went through the ice and that water punctured the hole, you know, it froze that rebar in there pretty good, but if I remember right, I don't think I got that steak out either. Yeah, Dan, you probably don't down there. Next gen, what's up, boss? We're just talking about you a little bit. See, I've heard of other people doing that too, Rigger. I've never done that before, but I believe it on stuff. I believe that. Yeah, that's true. Quentin, Jeff is right. You can use a drag. Oh, I bet, Maximus. I've actually been invited to go down to Texas chasing coyotes and bobcats and gray fox, and I thought that would be so cool. Ah, I got you, Rigger. Okay. Yeah, Quentin, you're up there in kind of open country, but you can always follow that drag in the snow until you see where it catches on something, which will probably be a fence, honestly, in your area. It'll probably take for a fence to stop it. Yeah, exactly, Maximus. Wow, Lexi, that's awesome. I went down there for feral hogs many years ago. I was in high school, and that was an experience. Yeah, Quentin, so you're gonna be going for a while. Uh, but yeah, it's tough anchoring in frozen ground. It just sucks. There's no good way around it. It just sucks. Right. Yeah, Maximus, I get it. Yeah, I know the thermal thing would be fun. I'm still looking at maybe getting one sometime. Yeah, Ruger, same here, bud. They're taking them out every which way, and all the trees that go with it. Everything. Yeah, bearded. For some people it'd work too, but man, you're just adding so much time and energy and effort into it. It'd be tough. I know a lot of guys. That time of year, especially if they're making a dirt hole or something, they'll actually bring a drill and drill through the frozen ground for both their anchor and for their dirt hole and to make their bed and everything. Yeah, I don't get it, Ruger. Yeah, it probably is Midwestern. Yeah, he's the beaver trapper. Hmm. I'm excited to see what kind of demo area they come up with in South Dakota. He's doing pretty good, don't tell me. He's pretty much back to his normal self, other than pain and what he can eat right now. Midwestern. That's gonna be really hard to beat the one in Lima, Ohio. Man, that thing was amazing. Why would you say that next gen? That's just gonna ruin our tent deal. I'm not getting in a camper, but I do need a new air mattress. I don't think the duct tape's gonna hold this year. Yeah, bearded. Sounds good, buddy. I'm hopefully gonna start on your flushing bench here next couple days. So antique shopping. If you run into any old traps, River, you just let me know. Oh no, Jeff. I'm not a water trapper. So everything I do is dry land coon. Why would you say that, Lexi? Maximus, that's where they had the Nationals 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, heck, Rigger. You're only gonna you'll be less than 2 hours from me. Lexi, I don't do bug spray. Kind of like I don't do um, sunscreen. Probably should, but I don't. Dan, I'm becoming a collector. Kind of not by choice in a matter of that, but I am. Hey, I do have Prime. But be fine, Lexi. I hope. What kind of traps you got, Quentin? Don't say publicly. Message me. I don't want anybody else to know because I'm feeling myself becoming more of a collector. Yeah, Maximus. I see that a lot. 10 gallons of bug spray. I don't think it'll be bad during the day next gen, and we'll be around the fire. You'll be drunk doing karaoke. We'll be fine. Man, you're up late too, bud. You all the cameras out today? Arkansas, what's up, man? Well, just speaking of being late, you're in here late too, bud. Yeah, Quentin, I'm interested. I got a couple of French gear traps from my uncle. Those are kind of neat. Those are the only ones overseas I found. I'll bet it was next gen. I'll bet. Yeah. How's everything going down there, buddy? Yeah, surely they'll all be dead by then. Here's one that's just on top of the pile. The Victor rabbit trap. Kind of a neat little thing. That's the number 20, and the other one's number 10. That took a little bit. They call this a six finger something. Can't remember what it is, but kind of a interesting little design of a body grip where it slides in between, catches in the middle. This one's kind of a neat one. The Alcatraz or something like that. All kinds of cool little things. Yeah, Midwestern, I really will. That's kind of why I quit. Oh yeah, quitting. Yep, I've got a couple alligators. Wrong shop to be in Arkansas. Oh, Dan, if you could see, I inherited a little over 200 of them, so possum execution. I mean, couldn't tell you how many. Well, this is an arrow. Actually, this is the arrow. But I've got like 50 some square jaw Victor or on Onita, sorry, long jump traps. Um, which this one isn't a jump, but uh, I mean, and that was from like 1895 to 1906 or something like that. Some old stuff. Got some Blake and Lamb number zeros from the like 1870s. So there you go, Quentin. Midwestern, good point. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff. We got stuff with some crazy. They're called Funston add-on jaws. I mean, check that out. Like, tell me that's just not mean. And this is a Triumph. I mean, just some really unique things. That's called an escape proof, the 7-hole escape proof. I don't even know what this one was called, but yeah, it was just cool. I'm learning a lot about them and kind of getting into this truck collecting thing. Hey, oh yeah, Jeff, for sure. Got 50 of them, Bobcats Outdoors. You followed me since day 3. That's a long time quitting, man. That's been 4 years. This is the 5th year. The ITA in Decatur. What are you talking about, Midwestern? Ruger, I've just scratched the surface of it, man. Like, literally, I got 200 of them. A lot of sets, a lot of unique individuals. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, Maximus, there's some stuff in here that's pretty aggressive. Right? Oh, that's cool, Quentin. I appreciate it. Oh, no, Midwestern, I probably won't make that one. I'm already gonna get in a lot of trouble for going to the 3 I'm going to this year. Oh, yeah, I know Flair, yeah. That's where Trapper J does a lot of trapping on. And we're done with that. Yep, not touching them anymore. Yeah, Lexi, right? Yeah, that's on you guys. You should have bailed on me a long time ago. Oh, cool, Midwestern. Mystical Mountains, good evening. My wife has a stockpile of tan furs to work on. Like that whole bin underneath is full. 2 bins, 3 bins are full. Wow, that's crazy, Ruger. Maximus, I know he's doing a lot with the pond stuff. I just texted him the other day. Yeah, they got a lot of water down there. No, don't matter. Don't tread on me. I'll be in trouble. Despy? Oh, we can see him out of the corner. No, I sent it off, Mystical. Almost everything I got goes to Sleepy Creek. Hey, James, you're driving on your lunch break? Really? Lexi, yeah, that's probably me. That's probably me. No, I went fishing. There you go. That a boy. Hopefully, you had a good time. Yeah, he puts on a good live stream. He's always doing something to entertain. I'm just boring. I sit here and talk, but this kind of gets my trapping fix, if you will. So Look, see that one is? He's a dick. Nice cat, but just not friendly. Like you can pet him, but he just doesn't want anything to do with people. Doesn't matter because my wife loves him. So, hey, pops, what's up? Mystical Mountains. The only thing I've ever done with it is this muskrat, and it actually did okay. This is the only thing I've ever tamed myself. Um, it did fine, but it's a muskrat. That's very thin skinned and very easy to do. Despy, you went out of here, bud. Nah, you're good, James. Maximus, I'd love to. My wife would be mad at me though. That's so cool, Dan. Yeah, I figure it's gonna be probably be there by tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But it's 11:30 ish. I'm gonna take a shower and head towards bed. Gonna finish the siding job. Hopefully tomorrow. I really don't want to drive an hour there on Tuesday just to finish it up. So gonna put in a big day tomorrow on my side hustle and hopefully make some money for the convention. So anyway, guys, y'all take care. Mystical Mountains, yeah, I've been doing a lot of digging on that. I've learned a lot, and it's a lot of fun. Got some stuff that's value wise low, and some stuff that's value wise very high. But it's pretty cool. So, all right, buddy, I'll let you out. All right, we better get out of here, guys. Y'all take care, and we'll catch you. I'll probably do another live before the convention, but if not, you'll see me live at convention. So, see you guys.